Hey guys, welcome back to another video on this channel. This video right here is on this JVC combo we picked up, along with a bunch of other junk that we probably shouldn't have picked up, but we did. So this right here, my dad saw on Facebook Marketplace. We went there, and the guy ended up having some other stuff that we picked up that you will see here shortly. So this right here is a JVC. It's a Super A RX44. Yeah, it's a JVC RX44 Super A. We've got a couple Super A's here, and this would kind of fit the rest of them really nice. And overall, it's a really cool looking receiver, and it works good, by the way. So as you can see, it's got a built-in equalizer right there. Right here, not a big fan of that. It's got a, oops, sorry, I just dropped my camera a little bit. It's got a volume slider instead of a knob. This one actually works smooth-ish, decently-ish. But I'm looking at one behind us right now that's got the volume knob and or slider. It's kind of notchy and it doesn't feel good. And overall, I just think a knob is a lot better of a design. But I guess this is kind of their way of, being modern and stuff. But this right here is super cool. I like how that lights up. It's really pretty. If we go over a little bit, you can see this is more digital than I really like, but it is pretty.
Radio app, take it to the everywhere with Q 104.1.
Are those VU meters, like a digital meter? No, I don't know. So it's got that for the output, and it's also got the signal strength. And I guess it's got one for the tape monitor. Okay, so I pushed a button I shouldn't have, and I just, oh, there it goes. Oh, the signal strength went up. All the display right here is actually in really good shape. You can see, a lot of the stuff like this is now burnt out and stuff, like those screens, but this is actually really nice. So let's go back up to 98.1. See, your signal went up. That's near us. And I also discovered this. This right here, I guess, is for your memory or your presets. That lights up. I didn't know that. I don't think we even pushed these when we played with it the first time. I'm assuming to save you just that? Maybe. I don't know. That's the receiver we picked up. Now, this was also kind of a bundle deal that turned into a larger bundle deal. The cassette deck up here came with it. There is an issue with it. The button for the eject doesn't work, or like the door opening. To me, it doesn't feel like it's connected to anything, so I think someone tried to force it and broke like the little actuator in there. So that doesn't open. But he said it did work. Guess it's not plugged in either. There we go. I tried to do something. Yeah, it does. Just, it doesn't open. So that might be simple. I don't know. This is the part right here where I asked for comments about what that could possibly be. I can't talk. Obviously, you got to look inside of it to see it. We'll do that at some point. But if you just happen to be an expert on the JVC KDV11 stereo cassette deck, bleep bloop it down in the comments. Yeah, not a whole lot to look at on this one. It works. It works. You just can't work it. Now this combo right here, the cassette deck and that, he got for like $50 for the pair, which I guess that's the deal. I don't know. Next up, and what he picked up is a set of these Paradigm speakers. Paradigm, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. These right here are Paradigm ADP 150s. These are actually kind of interesting because the average man or woman or whatever people are would think that, the grill in the front is where the speakers are. No. They're on the sides. And there's some on this side. And there's some on this side too. Freaky. This side, for some reason, the grill doesn't come off. I guess you got to get on the inside to look at it. But you got a set of these. And these are one of those things that they're priced everywhere. Like, these are priced anywhere from like $80, which is what he gave for this set, to like $300 for some reason. So I don't understand that. Issue is they need to be reconed. I'll put a video up right here of what I'm talking about. So he's got to do some work on that. We think that they can sound half decent. The second part of this video is where we're going to test all this. And between you and me, you know, right here, right now, that was maybe recorded before this section. You know, I'm not saying it was, but it's possible. So I kind of halfway know what these already sound like. But for the sake of the video, these might sound good, might not. They don't. Not right now. They need work. He's gonna have to recone them. But the good thing is that these are actually, I think if he recones them, they're gonna be worth. Maybe he can make a little money on it. Maybe, and it's good practice for him to recone his Mach 2s. I think he has the realistic Mach 2s. He's got a set that needs to be done too. So we picked all this stuff up. We left. We went and got a hot dog from somewhere. It was actually a really good hot dog. Like, you know, like $8.99 for 2 hot dogs with fries and a drink. That was a pretty good bargain. Before we left, the guy was like, "Hey, I have all this stuff here for $30 if you want it." I was like, "Nah, that's a bunch of junk." But I did see a cassette tape in there, or a cassette player, I mean, that I liked. And my dad messaged him on Marketplace, and he said, "Will you do 20 for all of it?" And he said, "Sure." So yeah. I don't know why, but for some reason I was thinking this is a Sony, but it's a LXI, whatever that is. The reason this is so cheap is the guy's son we bought all this from. I guess he tried to glue a piece of trim back on or something, and he used super glue, which melts plastic, and made a mess of this. That didn't really scare me because we've got some like aluminum tape almost, or like a wrap that we use. Actually, we used it on the dash of a square body Chevy, and it actually looked really good. Like the gauge cluster area, you know what I'm saying? So I thought, you know, that's kind of ugly, but I can just cut me a little rectangle out. It would match this really nice, and it would cover that up. It's got the VU meters. You know, those are always cool to have. Those things dance around, you know, that's fun. Again, you know, not saying that I don't already know this, but one side of this, or like one output of this isn't outputting. Noise is only getting from one side. So I guess you could tie 2 speakers in together, but then you won't have stereo. You only have, I guess, mono. And only one of the VU meters dance, which is kind of lame. So yeah, now we have essentially just a paperweight, you know, for $20 though. That's a steal. Also, what came for that $20 is these 2 Panasonic little speakers. Those are tiny and cheap. Also came with this weird, I think that's a Sony long rectangular one. I guess these are all part of like a surround sound system. Those actually don't sound horrendous. You will see that later on this video. Of course, me recording this on a camera, you know, you're not gonna know how good it sounds, but they're not bad. I think at one time my dad hooked it up with that subwoofer back there, and these 2 little speakers, I mean, and it was passable. Like if you just had like a little workshop, or I don't know, if you like your office cubicle allowed speakers, you know, this could get you by. They weren't that bad. I ain't got a clue what brand these are. Well, I knew they're Panasonic, but like part number, you know. If you guys want these for some reason, there's the part number. Also on this trip, we went by a Habitat store, or Habitat for Humanity store. Picked up this Yamaha subwoofer. There's the part number. He gave $8 for it, it says. Subwoofers are always nice, and this is actually a half decent looking one. So we picked that up. We hooked it up to this. Doesn't sound too bad. You guys will see that here in a second. And stuffed over here in the corner with more speakers, a beanbag, and a pile of albums. These also came from that guy. These are Pioneer bookshelf speakers. The cases of these and like the grill is in really nice shape. That's why he picked them up. I'm not going to tell you how much he gave for these because well, the guy selling us all this junk, he did in fact get us on this one. And what I'm saying is he priced it. We didn't look at it. We should have. I'll show you up here. You know, nothing to brag about. And then, yeah, that's unfortunate. These are actually good-looking little speakers. Yeah. Anyways, he didn't pay an outrageous amount for those, and they're probably worth fixing for the price we gave for them. But you know, there's not supposed to be a giant hole around that. So yeah, this next part you're going to see us put all this together, see what works, what doesn't work. So yeah, I'm going to let this section of the video play out. If you guys saw anything you want to comment on, comment. If you want to subscribe, please. Thank you. And yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. So thanks for watching. But that's not the sacrificial tape. Oh, you don't want to put a tape in there that you like in case it eats it? Oh, you on tape? I think so. I don't know.
Like abilities. These help you to be stronger. And when it's really strong, it helps you figure out what's right from wrong.
What did you put in there? Is that a Barney CD? It looks like it's only output. Kids for Character. It's not even the full cassette, it's the 4-song sampler cassette. Slow. One sound is not putting out. Oh.
Start your morning at McDonald's and enjoy a classic sausage McMuffin with egg or crispy chicken biscuit for just $3 each. Price and participation may vary.
What? What does that mean? Ain't what I hoped it was gonna be. Oh.
One of your all-time favorites.
You ain't impressed with the paradigms?
Not yet. I ain't give up on them. I know they need some work. I don't know how many of the woofers are bad in them.
Yeah.
Has it got BU meters?
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Big ones too.
We've never tested this one. This came from the Goodwill up in Boone. Or I shouldn't have told you that. I've never said where the Goodwill is. I'm gonna have to bleep that out.
It is pretty. They clean it.
Go. Ooh. I bought this one for $10 probably a year ago. We've never actually it's the first video on this channel, and that's probably 6 months ago.
It's not doing pretty hard.
No, don't worry about that. What?
Sorry, buddy.
What?
Getting no worky.
Yeah, but all the lights work.
It makes no sound.
As in the motor's not turning?
I hear the motor turning.
Well, the receiver's on volume's all the way down.
The tape monitor ain't on either. But it's not doing anything, I tell you
Give it the benefit of the doubt.
that. Okay, I'll let you work.
Everything.
I'm surprised that kicks off.
Everything from Goodwill I bought. Everything from that Goodwill I bought has worked.
Hey, look.
And with that, back to the studio.